Yo, what's up guys, it's King Sean here, and in today's video, I'll be bringing you guys my Week 8 game preview between the Commanders and the Chiefs, the Monday Night Football matchup this week in the NFL. The Commanders going into Arrowhead at 3-4, coming off of a terrible loss against the Cowboys. Most fans think that the season's over, especially after that demoralizing loss against the Cowboys, and I'm honestly thinking the same way. Like, how can we really get the season back on track, especially with our next three games? And it starts with facing the Chiefs on Monday Night Football. However, in today's video, I'll obviously go over the injury report, but I'll also go over some ways the Commanders could upset the Chiefs. Before we get into today's video, make sure y'all leave a like down below, subscribe if you're not already subbed up to the channel, and turn on notifications. Comment down below your thoughts heading into this game. And with that out of the way, let's get straight into today's video. Alright, so let's get to this injury report, starting off with the Commanders. Jayden Daniels and Kolesi Yankoff have been ruled out for this game. Both guys dealing with hamstring injuries. Obviously, we knew Jayden wasn't going to play. He was ruled out earlier, but Kolesi Yankoff not playing is a surprise. He was limited yesterday, but was a DNP today, so he's not going to play. And then Matt Gay, dealing with a back injury. DNP today and questionable for Monday night's game against the Chiefs. So I assume they'll probably sign a kicker to the practice squad and then bring him up just in case Matt Gay can't go. But I would like to assume that he still plays on Monday night. Although he didn't practice today, I would still like to assume that he will play Monday night against the Chiefs. Daron Payne's a big one. Questionable. Did not practice all week with a toe injury. Right now, it's uncertain if he will play Monday night against the Chiefs. But maybe, just maybe, he feels good enough tomorrow and Monday heading into the game, and he'll be good enough to go for the Chiefs game, right? But, we'll see. No Daron Payne for us Monday night. Already missing Dorrance Armstrong, as well as Deatrich Wise and Javonte Jean-Baptiste, who got hurt earlier in the year. We need as many guys on the knee line right now with the position that is already thin. So Daron Payne potentially being out would not be good for us. Everybody else, however, Terry McLaurin, Deebo Samuel, Sam Cosmi, and Bobby Wagner are all good to go. And then for the Chiefs' injury report, two guys not going to play. Everybody else will play. The two guys that won't play, Josh Simmons has already been ruled out. He's dealing with a personal matter. He's been dealing with it for the past 2 or 3 weeks now. He won't be back for the Chiefs until a couple of weeks. So, they're still without Josh Simmons. They're starting left tackle. And then Trey Smith, he's listed as doubtful, which means he's probably not going to play. Didn't practice all week. I was surprised if he plays. So, I would be surprised if he plays. So, that's 2 of the starting O-linemen out now. Will it really make a difference? I don't think so, because, we might be out Daron Payne. Dorrance Armstrong is on IR. And just have a lot of injuries on the D-line. And right now, our D-line depth is very thin. And honestly, I feel like without Trey Smith and Josh Simmons, the Chiefs probably will be fine. Now, if Daron Payne plays, then, maybe we can take advantage of their weekend O-line. However, without Daron Payne, and even with Daron Payne, not sure if the Chiefs will have many problems with their own line facing up against our D-line. So, besides Smith and Simmons, they are pretty much fully healthy for Monday night against the Commanders. All right, now I want to talk about this game. I'm not really going to do keys to victory, because if we're being honest with ourselves, how many people in this fan base truly believe that we have a real shot of winning this game, right? We are 12.5-point underdogs for a reason, which is insane, by the way. When was the last time we were double-digit underdogs in a game? That is just ridiculous. But it makes sense. We just got dominated by the Cowboys. Now Jayden's going to be out. We are getting Terry Deebo back, which, should help us a little bit. But, our defense sucks. And Daron Payne might be out this game. Dorrance is out for the year, right? So, it's just not looking great. Now, Joey Jr., he said that they're going to give some young guys more opportunities. Jordan McGee, he will see increased snaps. So I should expect to see Frankie Louvu rush the quarterback off the edge a little bit more with Jordan McGee there at linebacker with Bobby Wagner. And then we'll also see Cam Medrano get some snaps this Sunday, or not Sunday, Monday night, right? So, and that's a good thing, but, I mean, who really trusts this defense to stop that dynamic Chiefs offense? A Chiefs offense that already, obviously, Mahomes at quarterback, he is the best quarterback in the NFL. I still believe that. But, I mean, they're weapons. I mean, they just got Rashee Rice back last week, and, you know, he was a little rusty, and yet he still had 2 touchdowns. 1 rushing touchdown and 1 touchdown he caught, receiving touchdown, right? They got Xavier Worthy. They got Hollywood Brown. They got Tyquan Thornton. They got speed guys, man. And with our cornerbacks, specifically, I would say Mikey Satterfield, Marshall Lattimore. I mean, Lattimore, he's cooked. He's absolutely cooked. And Mikey, although he's small, he's not the fastest. And I'm scared when, you know, Rashee Rice lined up in the slot against him, or Xavier Worthy, or Hollywood Brown. Those are speed demons right there. Not a great matchup for Mikey, right? So, I mean, they're weapons. They obviously have Travis Kelce as well, who, you know, obviously a little washed now. He can still get busy. He can still run routes. Still get open, right? So, you know, just all the weapons they have, along with having the best quarterback in the NFL. I just don't know how one can have confidence going into this game. Now, look, I'm not saying we have no shot whatsoever, right? Because it's the NFL. And, you know, I believe this team is coached hard. You know, maybe on the defensive side of the ball, not coached the super right way. But, you know, it's not an effort thing with this team, right? It's just, they just aren't playing well, right? They aren't playing well, right? So, not saying we have no shot at all. It's just that our shot is so low that it feels like we have no shot at all, right? But if we want to win this game, it's going to be up to the offense. And getting Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel back will help us. Our run game over the past 2 weeks hasn't been great. And that's because, I mean, versus the Bears, Deebo was dealing with that heel. He clearly wasn't 100% right. And he had to sit out the game versus Dallas, right? The Bears were able to just play man coverage on our receivers because no one was going to get open. And then stack the box. And that's why we didn't have great success against them on the ground and versus Dallas, right? Dallas did the same thing. Play man-to-man coverage and stack the box to stop the run. And Terry and Deebo coming back. I mean, Terry coming back is huge because we haven't had a downfield threat, you know, really since he's been out, right? I mean, Jalen Lane, he has speed, but we haven't sent him on a lot of deep routes. And if we have, then, I mean, he's just not getting open, right? But Terry coming back is huge because, you know, he stretches the field, and just him and Deebo coming back makes teams, you know, respect our receivers more, right? Because when they were out, I mean, no one's respecting Chris Moore or Luke McCaffrey or Robbie Chosen or Jalen Lane, right? Nobody's respecting those guys. But with Terry and Deebo, they actually got to respect those guys, especially Terry, right? Can't just stack the box all the time. So feel like with those 2 guys being back out there, that should, you know, make the defense take less guys out the box and should help us get our run game back going, because our run game is great. We know that, but it just hasn't been to that form over the past 2 weeks. But I feel like with Terry and Deebo back, they will help us getting our run game back going, right? So I think that's one of the biggest positives of them being back on the field, especially Terry, because he is a guy who can stretch the field vertically. Another thing that we have to do on offense if we want to have a decent chance at winning this game is we got to take care of the ball. Over the past 2 games, we've had a total of, I think, 5 turnovers, 3 against the Bears and 2 against the Cowboys. That's not good. That's not good. And with our defense being unable to create turnovers, right, force turnovers, and stop teams on drives, we cannot afford to make mistakes on offense at all, really. Like, we have to play mistake-free football or limit the mistakes, which is just not fair to the offense, right? And I will say the offense can be better, right? There are times where the defense gets to stop and, you know, the offense has to take advantage there and score, and they haven't. However, when they do score, it feels like the defense just gives up the score right back. And that's just really unfortunate. not fair to the offense. So we know what this defense is, and if we want to win games at this point, it's going to be up to the offense. And we have to be able to protect the ball. We have to. And against the Chiefs team who, forced a couple turnovers, right? We have to protect the ball. We cannot give Patrick Mahomes the ball a whole lot. Because if we do, this game will get ugly fast. And we don't want that to happen on primetime national TV. All right, so as for my final score prediction, I was losing this game 31-20 because, like I said, I just don't know if this defense can stop that fire-powered Chiefs offense, man. I mean, with all their stuff back healthy too, Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, Tyquan Thornton stepped up big time in the absence of Worthy and Rice, right? He played pretty solid, and now he's like the receiver 5, right? Behind, or maybe receiver 4 behind Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, and Rashee Rice, right? They're running backs. I mean, I don't love Isaiah Pacheco or Kareem Hunt, but our run defense hasn't been that good over the past 2 weeks, and we felt like that was the one area of our defense that was just really, really good. And now, I mean, is it good, right? So we got to be worried about, I'm not really worried about Kareem Hunt, but Isaiah Pacheco, he could do a little something. And Brashard Smith, they have been using him more and more, and he has real speed too. They could use him on outside runs, and we know runs to the perimeter suck for us. We're terrible at defending those. So, we got to be worried about him and, their running game, right? And just Mahomes, I mean, I just don't know if this defense will be able to slow down that Chiefs offense. And as for our offense, getting Terry and Debo back will be huge. And maybe Marcus Mariota can go in there, shock people, right? Could play better than expected. But right now, my confidence level heading into this game on a scale of 1 to 10, probably at like a 2. If it wasn't for the offense, we'll be less than a 2, right? So, we'll see, right? I mean, it's the NFL. Anything is possible. There's a very small chance that we could pull up an upset, right? So we'll see again, but right now, just not feeling the most confident heading into this game, and I have us losing this game 31-20 by 11 points. So that is it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below and comment below how you are feeling heading into Monday night's matchup between the Commanders and the Chiefs. What's your score prediction? And, if you feel like leaving keys to victory, although at this point of the season where it kind of feeling bleak and, it feels like our season is over, may not be over, right? We'll see, but feels like we may not win this game. Well, not even may. It feels like we won't win this game, right? But, just comment down below. What are the things the Commanders need to do to have at least a fighting chance to win this game? To at least be competitive in this game, right? So comment those things down below if you feel like it. And other than that, it's been King Sean, and I'm out. Peace.